times 20.
Honestly, this unit, I think this unit seems a little more easy than the last one.
I believe it. Okay, so 1.987 times 20 is?
3.39.74.
39.74. 500 times 0.6789.
339.45.
339.45. Somebody else, 2,000 times 0.9671.
1,934.2.
Say again?
1,934.2.
0.20.
It doesn't say anything on
Well,
it.
then that means you have to put a zero because
yeah.
you're talking money, right? And 89 times 0.146.
12.99.
Good?
12.99.
12.99, thank you. Okay. Rate of exchange. So that's the amount that money is worth from one currency to another. This varies daily. To use the currency chart, find the column for the currency you're starting with. Then go down that column to find the exchange rate for the currency you want to convert to. Okay. Now, this can be very confusing. And when you get into the grade 12, if you're to do the grade 12, they talk about buying and selling rates of banks. So this hint is very important to you. It says you start from the currency you're starting with find the column for the currency that you're starting with. So that's across the top, find the column you're starting with. Then go down that column to find the exchange rate for the currency you want to convert to. So let's have a look at this. Trevor will be traveling to the World Skills Competition in London, England. He needs to convert his Canadian dollars to British pounds. To find the latest rate of exchange, Trevor checks an online currency converter. So for every $1 Canadian, Trevor would receive 60.7 cents, or 0.607 pounds actually. So how many British pounds will he get for $500 Canadian? So again, remember I mentioned this a lot to you. The stacking method is the nicest method to use. So it gives us the ratio. We got to get rid of Canadian and we want British pounds, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of that symbol there.
Actually,
Okay. So 1 Canadian dollar is equivalent to 0.607 pounds. Okay, so if I was looking at the chart, I go to Canadian across the top, so that's the first column, and then I go down until I find the British pounds, and it is 0.607. So now, do I multiply these or do I divide them? Multiply, because they're on the top. So what's 500 times 0.607?
303.50.
We agree?
Yeah.
Thanks, Kaylin.
So like would a Canadian dollar be worth more, like, I don't know how to say this, but like I understand that
Which one is worth more? Is that what you're asking me?
No, but like the British pound is like 1 British pound will be bigger than or like small, like will be worth more than a Canadian dollar, but like if you were to buy a clock for $12 Canadian, would it be $12 like in like euros?
No, we're not using euros. We're using
Or
pounds.
pounds?
Yeah, which is different.
So then
Okay,
it would be like cheaper to buy it in.
it would look cheaper, right? But if it was 12 pounds or $12 Canadian,
You'd want to buy it for 12 pounds.
12 pounds?
Yeah.
Think so?
Or no, 12 Canadian.
Right. Okay, so $1 Canadian is 0.607 pounds, right? Okay, so let's do it like this. Well, if I bought it for 12, if I paid 12 Canadian and exchanged it to pounds, right? What would it cost in pounds? So take 12 times 0.607.
7.28, like 28 cents.
Okay, so then what I said is, if it was $12 British pounds or $12 Canadian, which is the better buy?
$12 Canadian.
$12 Canadian, right? Because it's worth is the dollar worth more than the euro or the British pound?
No.
The British pound would be more. It would cost you more. The best way to look at it is look at the British pound and go down to Canadian.
So another question.
So how much are you going to have to get one British pound? How much do you have to pay Canadian to get one British pound?
$1.65.
$1.65. Right. So looking across the top of that chart then, which one of the currencies, or which of the currencies, is the Canadian dollar worth more than?
The
Mexican, Chinese.
Right, the last three there, isn't it? Right? Now this, does it give you a date on this? Because this is quite old.
2011. Says in the-
2011?
Yeah.
Okay, so look at that $1 1.035. So 1.305 Canadian. No, it's 1.035, right? Yeah. Oh, that's a big increase. So 1.035 Canadian would get you $1 US, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look at that today.
Yeah, that's not even close now. It's like $1.20. I think it's $1.24. Yeah, 0.33. Last time I checked, it was
$1.33. So you now have to pay $1.33 Canadian to get $1 American dollar. Okay, so that was over 8 years, right? And then you can see it actually, this is neat because this tells you what it looks like. So the chart looks different, but really you're only going from 131 to 133.
How
So
much
it's only
is-
changed 2 cents over the last, what, month?
How much is a pound in
What do you want to know?
a pound in Canada now?
Okay, so 1
That would just sound weird, but we'll answer.
British
Pound.
pound.
30 pounds, please.
1 British pound is worth $1.71 Canadian. What is it on the sheet?
$1.40.
Oh,
3.
wow.
No,
That's
$1.59.
Maybe.
Okay, so 1 Canadian is worth
$1.65.
$1.65. So it hasn't moved much, has it? It's gone up 6 cents. So the Canadian dollar still is weaker than it was for all the markets back then. Now let's check out euro now.
You could just do it right there. Like go down, and
Yeah,
and
just use the converters on
hit.
there. Oh, wow.
euro.
Jeez, there's a lot of money.
Swaziland.
The Bitcoin. What's a Bitcoin?
There's the Chinese
Bitcoin
one.
is like digital money, I think.
Okay,
How much is
so
a
Bitcoin?
A Bitcoin is like it was
So here's your-
$2,000.
here's your Chinese.
10 4 strokes.
The Chinese is now 19 cents.
Oh yeah, that gone way
So
up.
here
It
it
used
is
to be
here.
11.
So the euro is $1.46. What was it on that chart?
$1.48.
Yeah, so it hasn't changed. In
It
fact,
went
it's gone
down.
better. The Canadian dollar's gotten stronger against the euro in the last little bit.
How much would a Bitcoin be worth?
All right. Well, I don't know. Bitcoin is okay. Well, we can find out, obviously, but I don't know how it works.
There you go.
Bitcoin Cash. Let's see.
Oh, look how much it dropped though.
Yeah, it has. It hit a high of over 400, right?
Yeah.
Right here.
So
$403. So 1 Bitcoin was worth $403.21. That was recently. That was November 6th,
About 20 days ago.
right? So Bitcoin, you'd have to get 1 Bitcoin of cash, you'd have to pay 403.21. So where people got wealthy is they bought those Bitcoins when they were worth next to nothing. So let's look back at, let's check the 5-year one.
What do you buy with Bitcoin?
Oh, 4,000.
Yeah, I don't think, look how much they used to be worth, go back.
Oh, that's right.
No, go
There's
way
like $4,000 back in.
Holy,
Holy damn.
4,000 in the 2017.
2017, it was $4,000 to buy one Bitcoin with cash.
How much is just a Bitcoin, like just a normal one?
10 grand.
Oh yeah, just 10 grand, nothing much.
Pocket cheap.
What did it peak at?
25 grand. So,
19,000.
But what would you buy a Bitcoin with?
I don't
You
think
buy
it's,
with a Bitcoin?
Like if
I think
you
you can buy anything with a Bitcoin.
if you had two of
Hold
those,
on, let's
you
do
could just
this.
buy a car.
You get
Just buy
two
a car with that with
for
a
sure,
little
but
coin.
let's find out.
Go buy a Ferrari.
Sauce
A
them up.
Ferrari.
Sauce
Ferrari.
Sauce in like 30 Bitcoins.
30 Bitcoin.
Yeah, you just carry Bitcoins.
Okay, imagine how weird that would sound when it's a register.
how does it go?
Bitcoin is cryptocurrency.
Ben, you're a professor, you know.
Okay.
I still think it was illegal.
Yeah, I thought Bitcoins are illegal because I was watching this Law and Order.
What if that's
And-
Alright. Galen, enough documentary.
This guy was robbing Bitcoins.
No,
Okay,
pirates.
I wanna go back one, I wanna find out what the actual, okay, so Bitcoin is a digital currency created in January 2009 and follows the ideas set out in a white paper by the mysterious and pseudonymous developer, Satoshi Nakamoto. But they haven't verified it. Bitcoin offers the promise of lower transaction fees than traditional online payment mechanisms and is operated by a decentralized authority unlike government-issued currencies. There are no physical Bitcoins, only balances kept on a public ledger in the cloud that along with all Bitcoin transactions is verified by a massive amount of computing power. Bitcoins are not issued or backed by any banks or governments, nor individual coins valuable as a commodity. Despite it not being legal tender, Bitcoin charts high in popularity and has triggered the launch of hundreds of other virtual currencies, collectively referred to as altcoins.
So it's like a.
So
But
basically,
what can you
So it's
buy
like
with
an
it?
online thing.
you can, I don't know, I would,
What's the
I
point of
see
having
okay,
them?
so what happens is it allows you to, so you would buy Bitcoins on, and then you would, somehow you have to be able to transfer them back into currency. Okay, so you would purchase it, you would buy something online using Bitcoin, and then that Bitcoin could be somehow transferable back into currency.
Oh, so that's all what they would do is buy them when it's like cheap, and then
Yes.
transfer it back into like
Right.
buy it when it's like $200 and then transfer it into 10,000.
Oh,
Right, so you're buying,
pretty smart.
but it's,
So wait.
So you're buying money.
So it's you're just buying money, like buying more money than that'd be like trading $1 for like $10.
For like Lane buys a
That would be like trading a $3 Pepsi for $10.
Lane fee. I mean, if you're desperate enough.
okay, so, how Bitcoin, oops, you just had it, just a second, I'm gonna move down. It says how Bitcoin actually works here. Bitcoin is one of the first digital currencies to use peer-to-peer technology to facilitate instant payments. The independent individuals and companies who own the governing computing power and participate in the Bitcoin network are also known as miners, are motivated by rewards, the release of new Bitcoin, and transaction fees paid in Bitcoin. These miners can be thought of as the decentralized authority enforcing the credibility of the Bitcoin network. New Bitcoin is being released to the miners at a fixed but periodically declining rate, such that the total supply of Bitcoins approaches 21 million. Currently, there are roughly 3 million Bitcoins which have yet to be mined. In this way, Bitcoin and any cryptocurrency generated through a similar process operates differently from flat currency. In centralized banking systems, currency is released at a rate matching the growth in goods in an attempt to maintain price stability, while a decentralized system like Bitcoin sets the release rate ahead of time and according to an algorithm. Okay, so what like for instance, the mint or U.S. treasuries. They will print money when it's time to print money. But eventually, when you're printing money, there's going to be so much of it that it's just not worth. Like there's just so much of it out there that it's not worth what it should be worth. Okay, so in this, they have an algorithm and they decide that they're going to print their Bitcoin or let their Bitcoin be purchased ahead of time before they know that something's going to happen financially. Okay, so it's
like a scam for money.
well,
I wouldn't
No,
call it a
it's a
scam, Ken.
it's a process in which they can make money. All right, and lots
Like
of it.
digital money.
Digital money. So what does digital money mean? Well, everything is digital now, right? Like you look at
Yeah, but
your
it's
bank,
stored in a bank.
but not Bitcoin.
But a bank is governmentally run, unlike
sure.
Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Government.
Right?
So isn't this illegal?
No, it's not illegal. It's not illegal. All right. So they're allowed to buy and sell just like essentially it's like a publicly shared stock. You can buy and share it. You can buy and sell it. You can have shares in it.
This is
Alright.
crazy. Like, I could see Ben buying just a bunch of Bitcoins when he goes in.
I'm gonna pay it for the first.
Like, wait.
Okay,
read
so
that,
here
read
you
that.
go. Just enough. What's a Bitcoin worth? In 2017 alone, the price of Bitcoin rose from a little under $1,000 at the beginning of the year to close to 19,000, ending the year more than 1,400% higher. More recently, cryptocurrencies declined in value and more or less plateaued, save for a few periods of relatively lower price figures. And then, as of October 2019, Bitcoin seems to have found a new price point in the range of $8,000 to $9,000 for one Bitcoin. So, like you said, if you bought the Bitcoin at $1,000 and you sold, so let's say you bought 20 Bitcoins at $1,000 and then you sold them at $20,000, you're making what? 20 times 20,000, right? So that's $400,000 you made off of buying Bitcoin. So it cost you $20,000 to earn $400,000.
That's actually
buying money.
Yeah, but you're not actually buying money.
I'm gonna be
You're
a Bitcoin
buying
investor.
the
You can.
belief that the money is there, I guess. I don't know how to really explain
But
it.
how is the money there? Like if you can't
The
buy
money-
anything with a Bitcoin,
How can I
You
learn
can
more about
buy,
this?
you can purchase things with Bitcoin. I've already explained that to you.
Yes,
most
you
of
can
you.
buy.
but then why wouldn't you just buy that? Like, it just doesn't make sense that you can buy them for $1,000 and then wait till they peak at like 19,000 and then
If you think
Well,
about
that's
it,
not
Ken.
All right, now read this. Bitcoins can be accepted as a means of payment for product. So you can purchase things using Bitcoin. Sold or services provided. If you have a brick or mortar store, just display a sign saying Bitcoin accepted here, and many of your customers may well take you up on it. The transactions can be handled with the requisite hardware terminal or wallet address through QR codes and touchscreen apps. An online business can easily accept Bitcoins by just adding this payment option to the others it offers, like credit cards and PayPal. So it works the same way. So right now, very few people pay with cash. You're paying with cards. Well, that's just all computer transactions then at that point. So that's what Bitcoin is. It's computer transactions. All right? It's just not, so the person that buys it, so let's say that this mortar store sells a product of some sort. They're not going to get cash value for it. They're going to need to now purchase something using the Bitcoin that they just got from you. It's not like they can take out that Bitcoin and then take it to the bank and say, okay, here's my Bitcoin. They could sell it online though, their amount of Bitcoin. They could sell their Bitcoin online and somebody may purchase it for a set value.
so like let's say that at the time the Bitcoins were worth 19,000 and you wanted to go to the grocery store and like buy like $400 worth of groceries, how would you like give them like?
You wouldn't. Like that's not a store that would take Bitcoin.
Well,
But like a Ferrari dealership.
what if you were gonna buy a car with like Bitcoin?
Then you'd have to do it online.
So, but like, what if the car is less than the price of the Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Keelan, if you're
No
wanting a fancy car, you're not gonna find one for
Okay,
under 19
Michael.
grand.
All right. Okay. So that's Bitcoin. We will move on now.
That's
Just
crazy.
to give you an idea, we want to see it. That's fine. Good discussions for the most part. All right, so now let's finish this off. We've got it. Danielle wants to travel to buy textiles. She has $2,000 Canadian. What is the amount worth in Chinese yuan, Japanese yen, and euros? Okay, so we need to convert 2,000 Canadian dollars.
But what does one?
So I need what 1 Canadian dollar is in Chinese yuan.
0.152.
Zero. Oops.
No,
What?
no, it's $6. $6.06.
No, it's
No.
not. Nope, it's 0.152.
I got Canadian dollar. And I
Yeah,
want
Chinese
a Chinese
yuan
yuan.
is $6.
6.602.
Yeah.
No.
Good job.
Remember what it says. Go across the top with the money that you have, and find out which one you're converting it to going down the column there. Okay, so what does it work out to?
15,204. Yeah, man.
Good job, man.
Okay. Now change it to Japanese yen.
90.198.
90.198. So what is 2,000 worth?
It is worth
180,396.
396.
That's what they said.
And euros?
1.482.
What?
No.
No, it's 0.676.
0. Point,
And it is equal to 1,352.
0. Point what?
What is it worth?
1,352.
Again, you're talking money, so you should have decimals. Is it 00?
Yeah, no, there's no
Yeah.
decimals.
Okay. Good enough. Okay. Example 2. This one's a little bit harder. Danielle has 420 euro left after traveling to Europe. So she has
Let's go to Mexico.
420
I would.
euro, right?
Yeah.
And wants to find out how many Mexican pesos that is.
So zero.
18.265.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mr. Newton, can I go to the washroom?
why don't we finish this first? All right, so I have euro, and I want to go to Mexican peso. So 1 euro is equivalent to
18.265.
18.265 pesos.
That works out to 7,671 and 30 cents.
Of Mexican pesos. Okay. I'm getting this so far?
Yes. This will take us all these two.
Okay, you can finish. You can probably finish right to the end of this by the looks of it.
End of the book?
Gonna be a test coming up too.
Yeah.
Where we know.
Okay, so we'll look at maximum testing next week, but that's all we need for today. Okay, so you're gonna finish that booklet off, we'll correct tomorrow. Or correct Friday. Let's have it down for Friday.
Now let's do music.
Saw you listening to.
Here we go, sing music too.
Okay. That one? Yes.